Yeah, marvelous. Okay. Yeah, I'm on my Frank Lucas shit. 3-piece suits, Valentino cufflinks, LV shoes. I bring the shorty closer, just enough to feel the gun on the holster. Out on the balcony, feeling on the breeze. City skylines, we're puffing on some trees. Cup of Henny on the rocks with the soda. Maybach, front of the building with the chauffeur.
Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Rick H.
Yes.
I'm joined by Benny Banks at the end.
Yeah, yo, what's up? I'm here, yeah,
Wanted to match me, Craze Boogie is
I'm also here
as well.
Hopefully my mic is on this time.
It works this time. And we're joined by SNL director, amongst other things that we'll talk about, OZMANY Rodriguez.
Wait.
Yeah, you can.
What's up?
Yeah, very good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
You know, thank you for taking some time off from your busy schedule.
Thanks for inviting me to the show. Very excited.
Just wrapped up SNL on Saturday. How does that feel?
I did. It feels great. I'm still tired, and I'm looking forward to some time off.
So after you guys rap that day during the live,
that night.
the night you guys go party somewhere, imagining a rap party?
Yeah, so there's a rap party down at 30 Rock where they have the rink. So the rink's gone now. So there's a party there for the whole cast, crew. So a bunch of people are there, and party is DJ and whatnot, food, and there's an after party.
That only
Whose house?
Yeah, you know, someplace.
Whose house?
There was some hotel, some fancy hotel, and some fancy gear.
I know his question is, he's not part of SNL, but how would he be able to
How can I
slide
get to
in?
the after party? That's why I just wanted to be there.
I mean, that's a great question. That's a great question. Many people have asked, and
He's gonna stand outside of a random hotel.
you gotta know the right person. So we'll see how this interview goes.
Let's see.
He's gonna say he knows Michael Che. Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know that guy.
Cool.
So
Just
who
say random
is
names.
OZMANY Rodriguez? Were you born here in the U.S. or?
I was born in Cuba, in La Habana, Cuba. My mom is Cuban.
My wife is Cuban. That's why she's calling.
Nice. So my mom's Cuban, my dad's Dominican. He went to Cuba to study medicine. I met my mom. I was born, and then left when I was 4 months old to DR. So I grew up in DR. Grew up in DR until my 20s, and went here to study film.
What town are you from, bro?
Also, you're calling me by my real name, OZMANY Rodriguez. Most people don't call me by. Most people call me Oz. Because OZMANY's kind of, you know how it is, Caribbean name. So they're like, what? Oz. So there you go.
Wait, when
Much
you went into
it's appreciated.
yeah, did you just change your name to Oz because it was easier?
It happened in film school. It kind of
Is it
maybe
like organic?
naturally happened. Yeah.
It seems like the kind of like
Yeah, it sounded cool, Oz. Sure.
Oz. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's dope.
Listen,
So-
that was a dope show on HBO as well.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I heard.
I've never heard it.
Never seen it.
Wow.
Is it about a hospital?
If you say you
No,
never
it's about
seen
jail.
Is it about jail?
It's about jail,
prison.
bro.
I just
It
haven't
sounds like it's
wanted
about
to
a
sit
hospital.
down and watch
I
that
get
show.
you. It's a big commitment.
And also, yeah, it seems like a bummer.
I mean, it is. It is.
Isn't it about
I don't
them
know why the fuck I
escaping
watched it.
jail?
I didn't even finish Orange is the New Black. That's also like, oh man, that's too much.
that one, I mean, but that kind of got away from them. I think.
Yeah, I watched the first season and then I was like, I can't watch this again.
So that's great
It's
that
great.
we're talking
There's a
about
bunch-
all these Netflix
I got you
and
guys.
Showtime
Orange is the New
and
Black is
Showtime.
great. They employ a bunch of Dominicans.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's a
There
Polanco.
you go,
There it
there you
is.
go.
There it is.
The reason why I'm calling you that is because when we interviewed, first of all, I gotta give credit to my man Anthony back there. He's been a huge fan of yours for a long time.
What's up, Anthony?
And he was the one that introduced me to Juan Bago. And when we had Juan on, I asked him about you, and he said, "Yeah, OZMANY's the man, bro." So he was calling you by that name.
Cool.
Yeah.
Basically, he's trying to say is like, don't call him that shit unless.
No, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
You can
Unless
call me
you
that
don't
if you
know.
can,
No,
if you
that's
can pronounce
that's
it. You can say it.
Got you.
It's OZMANY, right?
Yes, sir.
You see? I
What
got
town?
it.
What town in DR are you from? Or like what region do you?
La capital, Santo Domingo.
It's from the capital.
Shout out Los Alcarrizos.
Wait, I got a
Okay.
question. How did your family get from Cuba to DR?
Well, my dad's Dominican, so
Okay.
they were married, and
It's called the plane. It goes up. It goes
It was
up.
Damn, I thought it was
a legal
more
departure. It wasn't.
no,
We didn't get on a boat or anything. It
Got
wasn't,
you.
It would've
Man.
been
but I do have
It
uncles
would've
that
been
have
closer.
had interesting adventures.
Have you been back to
But
Cuba?
that's another thing. Yeah, I went 2 years ago.
Damn.
It's great.
I've been meaning to go out there, bro.
Awesome.
Dude, I've been
So how'd you get into? Well, then you guys came to the States, I imagine, or did you study in DR?
I studied in DR, school, high school, went to college, and then I wanted to do films. So after I finished college, I went to work with Tabaré Blanchard, who directed Veneno, and kind of was intern assisted, learned a bunch with him for like a year, saved a bunch of money. My parents helped me out with some money. We got a loan. We, did all we could, and then went to LA to the LA Film School, which was a 1-year program. So it didn't feel like a huge 4-year UCLA kind of thing,
Right.
which I couldn't really afford. So I forgot the question. But that's how I got. That's how I got the film school.
Directing and.
Oh, okay. Then before that, I guess I grew up watching TV, loved movies.
When you say TV,
What was your favorite
What was
TV
the-
show?
I mean,
Growing
just
up?
what show?
What inspired
Well, when
you?
I grew up in the DR, there was my parents got cable when it was like a sort of a new thing, and it was like very random collection of channels.
Hell
Like
yeah.
we had HBO for a second, and like WGN, Chicago channel, and so yeah, I know all these things that only Chicago people know. Like Bozo the Clown, yeah, right,
Bozo the Clown?
right, yeah. Say that to a Chicago person, they'll be like, oh my god, amazing. But anyway.
I know Boo Boo.
But I loved watching movies. My mom really likes to watch movies, so I was just into that. And then when you see, I don't remember which one, but sometimes they put like behind the scenes documentaries on TV, and I
Right.
started like knowing that was a thing you could do, or that there were people that did these movies. So
Like behind the music type.
yeah, but more about movies. Like when you see like, oh, this person did that, this person that, I started getting interested in that, and then when DVDs became a thing, all those DVDs came with special features, so I was like very into how they made the movies and stuff.
So after you watched
that's
the
what I want to
DVD,
do.
you would watch the special features too?
Yeah,
I never fucked with this.
I
special-
never
Yeah, I
watched-
never.
So-
did this.
yeah,
Anthony again would be the guy. Rick, let's get the widescreen version.
Right.
Because he studied broadcasting and journalism. Let's get the widescreen version of this DVD, and we have to get when the Blu-ray came out, and there's a fly over here just like in DR. When the Blu-ray came out, we have to do this in Blu-ray so we could watch, on whatever TV it is, because the shots.
smells good.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Somebody got some
Man.
seafood.
Somebody got some sand out there.
It's the
Was the
salmon
wings?
taco,
So
bro.
he knew exactly why he wanted and special features. Like the guy knew. He's a huge fan of SNL. He knew the directors, producers, everybody behind it.
Right.
He would put me on
Yeah, we
to,
got space.
and he would put me onto it. So I also like to watch how things are made.
They used to watch El Chapulín. What is it?
El
Chapulín Colorado.
I
Yeah.
fucked with that
No, not anymore. No, but I did. Yeah.
When you
shit.
were
I used
in
to
DR,
watch. I
that's what I'm
watched
saying.
every fucking
El
episode.
Chapulín y El Chavo.
Yeah.
I know in DR,
fire.
when I was a little kid, we used to watch He-Man.
He-Man, yeah.
For
Loved
some
it.
reason.
And it was dubbed in Spanish.
Yeah,
it was
but
like
they gave it like
los Thundercats.
10 hours a day.
So I grew up in
Y la veneno.
the Spanish subtitles gives everything more of a flair because you'll see like this big dude and it's this small. Y yo no sé. So I found it funny and I liked
I want to
it.
meet that guy. Those voices.
The guy that does the funny guy voice.
Yeah.
Because there's only like 3 voices. Do you
Yo.
know the people that make those voices?
No.
I don't. No, sorry.
Find them. Call us.
I don't. I know
So-
some people, but not those.
You get into film and you know that that's something that you want to do.
Mhm.
Was there a genre you specific? Was it comedy for you or did you want to do drama? Did you want to do a horror movie? Did you?
No, I think I've always liked comedy and like that genre, and I don't consider myself to be too serious. I like to, laugh, I guess. But I didn't think I was gonna. I didn't like go like I'm gonna be in comedy. It sort of just happened. Like after film school, I started making. I tried to make music videos. It was around the time when music videos were like dead. It wasn't really happening. And then there's a friend of ours that had a sketch idea, and he's like, he asked me and a friend like if we wanted to do it, and we're like, sure, man, we're not doing anything, so we tried our best to make that dumb sketch be the best it could be. So like we took it very seriously, and we wanted it to look good. I do remember what it was. Do I want to tell you? No. It's a very dumb idea. It's called Tuesday Afternoon Orgy. We were in our 20s.
Hey, it's fucking Tuesday today.
There you go. It was about these people in an orgy, and then there's one dude that's too bad. That's so bad that they want to throw him out. And that's the conversation. So yeah, we ended up doing that, and I did a couple more, and then we got contacted by this website called Super Deluxe, and they paid. So it was like me and a couple friends, and they paid us some money to keep making shorts. Like at first, they like gave us money for 3 shorts, and they gave us money for 10, and then they gave us money for 30.
Right.
So I like had a job I was directing it, which was really cool. It was awesome. I was making shorts with my friends, and then they ran out of money, and then I didn't have a job. So then I went back to the film school I went to, and I was teaching, and that sucked. But
Teaching sucks.
well, it only sucked because they changed the curriculum. Like I don't want to diss the school.
You taught it was the LA
But
Film School.
it was.
He said he went to the LA Film School.
Man, you graduated a long time ago. Fuck those guys.
No, it was tough. I was not a great teacher.
Got you.
That was it.
Okay.
And
We don't own it.
so it wasn't my passion. I respect teachers, but that wasn't my thing. But I did make my time count because I was using their equipment to make more stuff. So
Nice.
It was a balanced exchange, I think.
Right.
And they know it. I told them. I thanked them.
They're not gonna.
So then did a few more shorts. Ended up doing another one for Funny or Die, and sort of like as a freelance kind of thing. And then they ended up hiring me. I was there for 3 years, and then the majors called, and I moved here to work at SNL.
Fucking awesome.
And you're
Funny or Die, you did
6
a lot.
years?
You did a lot of funny shit over there. Sorry.
Thanks, man. Yeah, did a bunch of stuff over there. Yeah.
So name your favorite one.
Damn, put him on the spot.
The Wire, the musical.
It's, one of my favorites.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, there you go. Put you on the spot.
Yeah. What's your favorite one?
Ooh.
I actually was gonna
Get him.
Bucko.
What is it?
Fucking favorite one.
What is it, you bastard?
I was gonna talk about SNL, not Funny or Die.
Damn.
See?
Eat shit.
So you were. How long you been in SNL now? At
This was my seventh season.
7th season. And I know that on Latinos Out Loud, you already said your favorite sketch was the Chappelle Walking Dead sketch.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites. That one. For some reason I always blank out when I get asked this question. But yeah, that one is definitely one of my favorites. There's other stuff like there's one I did called Sad Mouse with Bruno Mars. It's also one of my favorites because it's just very different, kind of sweet and a little sad. And then all the music videos I did with 80 and Kate are also up there, like Twin Bed and stuff like that. So yeah. Oh, and everything I've done with Michael Che too, also.
That was my next thing. How was that doing a Netflix stand-up special with Che? Just did he approach you like Oz? You know,
I just one day I went up to him and I said, "Hey man, can I direct your next comedy special?" And I don't know why I said it, but I was like, I want to do it. I like new challenges, so I was like, why not? And then like maybe a year passed, and then he came up to me. He's like, "Hey man, I'm doing a special. You still want to do it?" And I was like, "Yes, awesome." So yeah, it was cool. I mean, I didn't really know. It was my first one, so.
It's dope that he remembered.
Yeah, man, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. So yeah, he wanted to do it in sort of a different place, not like a normal theater, and have like a band and make it feel a little bit more like alive. So yes, we did it in Greenpoint at the Greenpoint terminal. This like
That's some
big
Brooklyn,
warehouse.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. It was cool. I mean, he's doing the hard part. I'm just pointing 5 cameras at him. So. Yeah.
And how'd you get into?
Yeah, I think so. 5.
Because you got in Last Man on Earth. I think you did one
yeah.
episode there.
Yeah.
And then you also did AP Bio.
AP
Oh, I like that show.
Which,
Yeah,
by the way,
That other one I don't fuck with. That Last Man on Earth.
Last Man on Earth is hilarious.
It's funny.
You have to watch it.
Last Man on Earth, it
I
got
know-
funny. There was too many people that came. He met too many people.
Met too many people.
Yeah, he's
But
well,
some of them
he's
died.
guy.
I like that show. And I think AP Bio. Because for
I
me,
think that show's fucking hilarious.
Dennis from
Yeah.
It's Always Sunny.
Dennis is funnier.
Dennis is hilarious. And I think he's just, in that role, he's just Dennis exaggerated. What a professor.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great actor. He's amazing.
I don't know why he hasn't done more stuff. Like, it's crazy.
I mean, he works. Yeah, he works.
He writes a lot too.
He does.
Yeah, he writes and yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he has kids.
It fucking works.
He has
man.
kids and he has enough money.
Yes,
I don't know.
he should
I
have
think
been.
he
Like,
works it
I
out.
think that dude is a great comedian and he's a great actor. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know why.
I feel like he
Like,
lifts a lot.
he's like Charlie Day's gotten a lot of work. Like,
You sound
what's
real
up?
mad that Glenn's not
Yeah,
working.
Yeah,
he's working. He's working now.
He's writing
So,
a movie right
I'm
now.
gonna write a thing.
I'm gonna write
on
a letter.
website.
I'm gonna write something.
Let's write a Kickstarter.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what'd you do exactly for it? You directed a few episodes for AP Bio, or
Yeah, so the writer-creator of AP Bio is Mike O'Brien, who worked at SNL with me. He wrote Sad Mouse and a bunch of other
Oh,
shorts
shit.
that were my favorites. So he had this idea, sold his pilot, and it got sold to NBC, and then he
Lorne
asked me if I
Michaels
wanted-
came along?
Well, no, we're friends, we're buds. So I mean, Lorne Michaels was involved, but he asked me if I wanted to do it, and I was very excited. And I still have to get approved by like the brass and NBC because it's a pilot. And it's like a big deal because it's the first of the series, and you set the look and the tone, and you cast the actors and yada all these things. So definitely had help that it was Lorne Michaels' production, but I still had to like be approved by the ups.
Yeah, to get made.
Yeah, it was like Brienne with the name.
Don't fucking talk about Game of Thrones.
But yeah, anyway,
Fuck that shit.
getting
Let's
out
talk
of that.
about what do you think about the last season of Game of Thrones?
Oh,
I don't want to.
No, we're not doing that.
I don't want to talk
We're
about
not doing
This
that.
show is about
Yeah,
Oz
no,
It's gonna backfire.
Yeah.
I can see it already.
Yeah.
I
I
got.
will flip this
But
fucking
let me,
table.
I got one thing to
Yes.
say. I got one thing to say about the last season of Game of Thrones.
I'm gonna flip
How
Sounds like
was
you.
Bran getting around everywhere?
My brother watches a lot of television.
Like, who was pushing him?
Podrick.
Whoever, man.
They don't. They never explain
They
it.
made Podrick like a home health aid. He's pushing Bran.
Bro, no.
I mean, they got money,
At the
dude. Who
end, the
cares?
last episode,
It was,
they show was pushing him.
Uber,
But
man.
they don't show.
Game
him,
of
like,
Thrones subs.
Theon was pushing him.
I would have
So-
been. I would
So yeah, so I
In
directed the
SNL.
pilot. I directed the pilot AP Bio and 4 episodes. So yeah, we directed the pilot. You cast it. You set the look and how you shoot it and the tone, and then it did 4 episodes, and yeah, it's awesome.
So, AP Bio, pretty good. It's one of the shows I want to touch. So you were only involved in the first season?
Yeah, I couldn't do the second season because I was
Currently doing SNL.
no, I was doing Vampires versus the Bronx.
Oh. And is that your first feature film?
Yeah, first feature film that I've written and directed, and I am in the middle of working on it right now. Very excited to finish it and show it to everyone.
So you don't have like a release date for that?
I don't have a release date just yet.
Shout out to the
Imagining
Bronx.
December next year.
Hopefully earlier in December next year. I mean, that's a lot. That's a long ass time. Yeah.
I mean December, like maybe January.
July 4th. Look for it. No.
I don't. I will let you guys know so you can plug it here and you
Alright,
put a
July
sticker
4th.
here that says.
Oh yeah, we will.
Yeah.
You
Or
guys have like
Vampires
Vampires
versus the
in versus the Bronx like merch yet?
Has it
coming
even-
soon.
hasn't
Coming
even
soon.
come out
Coming
yet.
soon. Let me
I'm
get a
just saying,
poster
I'm-
first.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm asking. You know, some
He's
fucking-
still
I'll put it over
editing
here
it.
next to the monkeys.
He's in post-production right now. He's still editing it.
What's it about?
Vampires versus the Bronx is. Let me tell you how I had that idea. I wanted to make a movie like the ones I saw growing up in the DR, like Lost Boys and Goonies. And I wanted to make it with kids that looked like me and my friends growing up. It's about these kids, and one's a Dominican, and one's Puerto Rican, and the other one's African American, and they are noticing that there's a bunch of people going missing in the Bronx, and there's a ton of clothes that are closing, and there's like this weird logo on all of them, and they discover that the people or the force behind this is vampires in the Bronx, and they're taking over the Bronx.
I have like another tone that I felt like there was like a gentrification.
It is definitely that, yes. It is definitely
I knew
that,
it.
yes.
That's what I thought when I saw, because I told you before we started recording, I told you they shot it. You guys shot it right by where my parents live, and I saw those signs. Go, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, there were some people that were mad because
Yeah.
we shot at the old Bronx courthouse, and we had a sign that said it was gonna be condo apartments, and some dude on Facebook got really, really mad and wrote a thing like this was supposed to be a school, but now you see that they're changing it to condos in the Bronx and this, so there you go. It worked, I guess.
That's fucking great
But
marketing.
no, it's back to being a courthouse or whatever it is now, school in the making.
So is it important to also, like, in your work, identify where you're from? As far as, because I've seen a lot of photos in SNL, you know, you're wearing the Dental Meals, you have a DR hat on, or which, by the way, is a big accomplishment. Not a lot of people, I was like, oh, I'm interviewing the director of SNL. And they're like, oh, yeah. And they said, they said some random name. I was like, some random name. And I was like, no, Oz Rodriguez. And they were like, who's that? I was like, you don't know, he's Latino. He's Dominican and Cuban. Look him up. I tell everybody that. And they look at them, really? I didn't know that.
Yep.
And that's the response I get.
Awesome. Wait, is that a question? Thanks, man.
My question was,
I think
yeah.
you're telling me I need to get some
Yeah,
publicity or something.
No,
I need to get more
You
followers.
need to start making more shirts or something.
Rick is saying no one knows.
You need to make a hat with your
My
face
I
on
need to
question
get
is-
these
That's what
Instagram
he's
famous
done.
Is
people.
it very important for you to
represent.
represent
Your
in your
culture.
work, in your culture?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I think it is, and I try whenever I can. I've been very lucky in work, in the place I work, SNL, and I've had amazing opportunities. So I've been trying as much as I can to sort of use the opportunities I've got to try to do other stuff where there could be other voices, and like the movie. Or like in Sunnyside, the pilot, there is a Dominican character, which is really exciting. So, ching-a-ching, we're trying.
Diversity. That's what I wanted to get. I forgot the word.
No, I love the DR. I can't wait. I'm on vacation. I can't wait to go back to Samaná. It's where I want to go. And
Did we ruin your vacation? Because if we did, I'm sorry.
no, I can't go yet. I'm not off till. I have stuff to do in June, so July is where I'm.
Go on.
Don't call
How often
me.
you
Don't
go
text
back?
me. I go like 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Definitely for Christmas. My parents are still there. So.
Are they still in there? So you didn't really grow up as much here in the U.S. or
Not at all. No.
not at all. I got like an Uptown vibe from you.
Yeah, I thought you were. I honestly thought maybe you came at during high school over to Uptown Washington Heights, because everybody, once you say Dominican,
They
automatically-
assume, yeah.
they assume you're from this neighborhood.
Mhm.
So
No, I'm from the source.
Straight from the top.
OG.
Straight
Yeah.
from the top.
But you went to LA after, so.
Well, I went to
How do
LA
you
because
feel
I
about the West Coast?
I wanted to go to film school, and
Right.
that's like the center of it all. And it was a 1-year school, so that's why I went.
What do you think about LA? Did you like it?
Yeah, it's cool. It's different. It's way more chill. Not a lot of Dominicans over there, so
That's true.
definitely a problem.
Very small. There's no salami or queso de freír out there.
No, I mean the closest thing is
He wouldn't know.
No,
You
I
have to
think
get a ship
no,
over there.
Cuban food is the closest thing you're gonna get.
Versailles
Yeah, exactly. So that's the closest you'll get to
or Porto's.
Dominican food. Wow.
So-
I mean, you're rocking LA hat, so you know your stuff.
That's
Oh,
what-
he lived out there for a
Okay,
couple
yeah.
years.
That's why I can verify there's no salami.
Yeah, there you go.
He looked.
There is a substitute. There's a halloumi cheese,
Yeah, that's
which
close.
is like a
That's
Greek
close.
cheese that you can fry too or grill, but
Halloumi don't sound like something I want with
It's
my
not
lunch
bad.
break.
It's
It's
not
great.
bad.
It's
I
pretty
tried
good.
it at home the other day. It's not bad.
pretty good.
It's not bad.
But
What
like
you
it when they're
parents
mint.
say?
They have
what do
one
you
that's-
replace salami with then?
Spam.
Okay.
I mean, that's what the community that's out there. That's what the recommendation is. That's like
Yeah,
nah.
Nah,
So-
you can't do that shit.
yeah.
What your parents say when you told them you wanted to get into film and directing, and they
They
try to persuade you to become a doctor or
no,
lawyer,
they
like-
were never. They were never. They both studied medicine in Cuba, and they never pushed us into like be medicine. They're to do medicine. They like me and my sister. We both ended up sort of in the arts. Like my sister is an art conservationist, and yeah, they were very supportive in what we wanted to do, and I think they just sort of taught us work ethic and work hard and pursue the dream and just take it serious.
I think if more Latino parents,
Yeah, my dad was not like that.
What do you mean?
if they encourage you, because the thing is when you tell a Latino parent, oh, you know, this is my dream, they're gonna tell you, well, that dream doesn't pay the bills,
Right.
so you gotta get a 9 to 5, or you gotta.
Right.
Like you gotta get
Well,
a real job.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's a reason why I wear the hat, so I can show that sometimes it works. And they can pay the bills. So,
So how'd you meet Juan Bago, by the way?
he interviewed me for Remolacha.
Friend of the show.
Remolacha.com. Punto net.
Punto net.
Yeah,
Yes.
punto net.
Punto net.
Remo, shout out.
Shout out Remo. They got a fucking dope ass site, man. I've been
What
going
is-
to that site for like 10 years.
What was it? What was it on?
I mean, it's Dominican shit. I don't know.
It's content.
It's like, you know, Gothamist.
Name
like-
it.
it's
I'm
like
trying
Buzzfeed.
to
Do you
figure
know
it
the-
out.
It's like
Do you know the
BuzzFeed.
website Gothamist? Or BuzzFeed, yeah.
BuzzFeed.
It's like
Like
BuzzFeed, but
BuzzFeed.
it's all Dominican
Shit,
stuff.
yeah.
That's it.
Oh, that sounds
So we're trying to program my brother a little bit more.
Okay.
What are you trying to program me for?
My dad talks to him in Spanish, and he answers in English, even though he knows Spanish.
That's
He
not
just
good.
doesn't feel comfortable.
not
First of all, my
I
dad's
mean,
been
we can
here.
switch to Spanish if you want.
No. My dad's been here for like what, 30?
Over 30
Over
years.
30 years. He doesn't speak a lick of English.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
if you ask
You don't
him,
need-
he's
He
gonna say
refuses.
yes.
He
You
refuses
don't need to.
to
But he's been
learn.
here for 30 years. He's
Right,
figuring it out.
exactly.
He's good.
Yeah,
So-
he figured it out.
He understands what I'm saying, and I understand what he's saying. So, what's the point? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you don't speak
Besides, this
anything?
guy.
No, I do,
Okay.
but not to my dad, because he understands what I'm saying. I don't know.
Besides, who the fuck is this guy? He
We
doesn't
just
know
have
shit.
we have that
This
relationship.
sounds like a
man.
whole other podcast.
We have that
Father story.
We
about
have
father
that
stories?
Yeah, I
relationship.
guess so.
I can tell a dad story too.
Okay, man.
Fuck it.
So, did you face any roadblocks while you were trying to make it as a Latino, directing, doing shorts, shows?
Do you mean
Some haters?
I maybe sure. I don't know. I don't focus on. I just gotta. I don't. I am Latino. I am from the Caribbean, but I don't. When I go to work, I don't think I am a Latino. I'm just here to do my job,
Right,
and
yeah.
but I am it. I can't help it. So, I think we all go through some shit and see some aggression and some microaggression, but I don't know. You can't let it stop you. So I can't. I couldn't even tell you. I'm sure, but pa'lante. What am I gonna do?
Haters don't hate.
Just- yeah, like life's too hard, man. Those roadblocks weren't like real roadblocks. It's very hard to get a job in entertainment, so I just kept working, kept at it.
Yeah.
And I think the main thing I tell, like when I go to film school to students and stuff, is you know, almost sounds corny, but we all have phones, we all have cameras there, so if you want to do like what I do, you just need to start doing it. Like, shoot with your friends, like, you guys are doing this podcast here, you didn't wait around to, you know, get a studio or whatever. You sort of have to do it, and then you either become successful doing it, or like someone gives you a bunch of money, and then you get to work for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's
your own
one
thing.
that one.
So yeah, yes, I'm sure I've faced roadblocks. I don't dwell on them. So yeah.
Is there anybody that you like feel you worked with on a lot of different things over the years? 'Cause I feel like I know you were part of a duo.
Yeah, so I was part of a duo, went to film school with him, and directed. He passed away, so after that I sort of was directing on my own. So yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of friends that I like to work with.
Even now,
whenever I can.
is there somebody that like are there people that is there like a crew that you have? 'Cause I feel like for us, like we do this podcast together, we have like other creators.
I'm not excited to work with you, man.
I mean,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like the cinematographer I use, usually Blake McClure. He shot the movie, shot a bunch of stuff at SNL.
shout out Blake.
Great dude. And then I work with two editors, Adam and Kelly, and Adam Epstein and Kelly Lyon. And yeah, those are some of my friends that I love to work with.
And you guys, like, you've worked with them over different, like not just necessarily SNL.
Yeah, I've done different projects with them, and they're like friends, and
So that's the crew. That's the squad.
yeah, no, and a ton of people like Andrea, the production designer, and Marissa, costume designer. So a bunch of I definitely have a group of people that if I can, I'd like to work with them because they're great, but they're also friends. So it's nice to
Like the chemistry and shit. Like that's why I feel like.
yeah, it's what we do is very hard, so it's nice when you do it with people that are your friends. So,
Right.
yeah, true.
And in SNL, who since the time you've been there, who do you think is the funniest, like genuinely funniest person that you've met?
That's on the spot.
That's really hard. I've been very lucky. I've met some of the funniest people. Pass.
I guess he means like naturally funny.
Like just walking around, like just one of the funniest.
Just walking around
just
funny?
Walking
Yeah.
around like.
Well, I'll tell you the opposite. Will Ferrell's a very kind of quiet, normal, sort of shy kind of dude, but then in front of the camera, he's the funniest person alive.
That's that
I
guy.
would
I
never.
fuck with Will
Yes,
Ferrell, man.
I love that dude, bro.
But I think
I would
he's
never
like
do
that because he's not on.
Right.
He's thinking of all these ideas because the dude is creative as shit
Yeah,
with his
right.
material. So, even that whole baseball thing he did where he played for 30 teams.
Oh yeah. He just gets a wild idea. He's like, let's do it.
So
But-
who wrote the lyrics to The Wire, the musical? Because that shit was fucking genius.
That was
Because
I think
they gotta go.
the writer, Pat. Fuck, I forget the names,
You
man.
can give it to me later. I need him to go first.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move my mouth, and then you guys put it in later.
Exactly, yeah.
Fuck it, yeah.
Have you done some writing for certain?
That's a
or
funny dude.
you'll give like an advice to like if something's not working. Obviously, you're gonna step in front of the camera and say, maybe we should go a different direction with this joke.
Yeah, sometimes that happens, and sometimes you pitch a joke or a different idea. So yeah, I've been very lucky to sort of collaborate with amazing writers, and they are amazing at what they do. So I'm very lucky to just get a really funny script. But yeah, on set, sometimes things happen, and sometimes there's a better idea or a different way, or we pitch a joke. So yeah, it's very collaborative on set.
And how hard is it to you write something and it's a sketch and it's funny, but if you're on set, you might have to shoot it a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Is that hard to? I mean, for you, after a while, it's not gonna be humorous.
Right.
So is it hard to continue shooting the same?
Yeah, I was wondering that about
Yeah.
SNL too.
Because it must be difficult after a while. Like, yeah, we get it. The Rock comes in and he's clapping his hands, or you know,
Right.
he's doing the, yeah.
I think you try to then save it for, like for example, if The Rock's gonna do something funny sitting down, and we have to get a bunch of shots, like when we do the wide, I try to not. Maybe I'll do it one time or something. Like you want to save it for the shot where it's probably gonna play. But yeah, I mean these actors are super professional and super amazing, so they can keep bringing it. So yeah, and then you gotta also sort of forget that you've seen it 100 times and like and sort of have the plan of all the things you need to get. Because the editor is only gonna see what you see. Oh, sorry, what I shoot, but he's not gonna be on set or seen the rehearsal or whatever. He's just gonna get what he gets. So you sort of have to come in with a mental plan and remember that it's all for the edit. I guess. I don't know if that answered the question.
No,
I went a million ways.
Because as someone watching it, you're like, oh my god, this if you got to shoot this like 15 times, you after a while, it might.
I've always wondered that shit about SNL because of this. You guys have a short amount of time, right? To kind of like, do you guys have like skits that you have already planned out?
Pre-tapes. That's what Oz does. He does.
I know. I mean, but like even in.
No, I find out what we're gonna do on Wednesday night, and then Thursday day we scout and we prep. And there's a rewrite of the sketch to try to make it funnier, and then either Friday morning or Friday night, we shoot, and then Saturday edit, and it's on.
So it's like playing a football game. You're doing you take Monday, Tuesday off, Wednesday's game plan, practice Thursday, and you get ready for the.
Yeah, I mean, but the writers are Tuesday writing, so I don't really. My Tuesday's sort of light, but not the writers. So they're there writing.
And that's the entire show? Then what about the audience?
What do you mean?
That's
the audience.
That's the pre-tapes.
There's pre-tapes.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking about the show because I've been watching SNL recently, like the new ones. Because I used to watch SNL like in the early 2000s.
I took a little break too.
Yeah, I took a little break, and now I've been watching it recently. The last episode was funny with because I watch it when I like the hosts now, you know.
I mean, you should watch it every day to support your. Or just turn the TV on and leave it on.
Just leave it on.
Support your dude. Just saying, thank you.
Turn on all the TVs and put them on.
I'm just saying, I'm being honest.
Okay.
Like right now, when I like the host, I put on SNL.
No.
And
amazing.
What are you talking about?
Go ahead.
And then the last episode I thought was hilarious
with Paul Rudd
because I love that dude. Is funny, bro.
I thought.
I didn't like him before.
You were saying this is about the audience?
Well, no, but the audience is always they're in the background, and sometimes when SNL, I see characters they try to make each other laugh. So it confuses me when you say the pre-tapes.
So what I do is I do the videos. I direct the videos, the pre-tapes. You know, so there's there's a section that's live,
right,
and then the stuff that's taped. I shoot it on Friday and we edit it, but then everything else is just the people are there doing.
But
it
when the audience is they're because you can hear the audience when the pre-tapes is playing.
So they play it on the stage. There's like a bunch of screens, so they're watching it too, and then you hear their reaction. So
there we go.
If they don't like it, then you don't hear it.
That's
TV magic.
So the insider thing about SNL, that's my favorite part. I like to watch the sketch because I know, I forget her name. She was also in, she used to play Hillary Clinton a lot.
Kate McKinnon?
Kate McKinnon, yeah, thank you. So she was like trying to get Paul Rudd to break character this weekend. And that's my favorite part to see in SNL. She was like rubbing herself on his neck when they were doing the sketch when they went back in time.
Yeah.
Time travel.
So that's my favorite part of the show. Have you ever seen one where the comedian can't hold it and he just has to?
Well, that happens.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
I mean it's fun. The audience likes it, and you know the actors they're real people. Sometimes they find it really funny, or sometimes something breaks or something goes wrong and. That's another reason when people laugh, like a mustache falls or something like that.
Those are the best ones, man. I'm telling you.
All right, so past SNL cast that you would have wanted to work with that you haven't.
Chevy Chase.
You know, like
sure.
the old school, you know.
That's a lot.
I mean,
That's a lot
of course. I'm just saying.
Bill Murray, he's
Top
amazing.
5 that are alive.
Oh, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Oh,
I've been very lucky. Do you know Robert Downey Jr. was a SNL cast member for a
What?
year?
for real?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Wait, he was a cast member? For how long?
For a year.
Like pre or post.
Whoa. When was this?
He was like 20, so
Oh.
very
He was
pre
young.
everything.
Pre
Oh,
everything.
wow.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that shit.
No, I didn't know that.
What about
Did he
Eddie-
have
Eddie
any
Murphy?
skits
Oh,
though?
Eddie Murphy, sure. Yeah, I mean, he was there for a year.
What the?
Benny's
I
going
mean, it
home
was an
tonight.
80
yeah.
something around there. So.
Right.
I
Benny's
sound
going
really
home
excited
tonight.
about that shit.
No, because I would love to see that. I would love to see how Robert Downey Jr. reacted in that setting.
Okay.
No?
All right.
Not great because
What?
he was fired.
There's a lot of great comedians and a lot
you know
of
what's
great
funny,
actors.
like-
that
Well,
have
he
been
was too
fired
young.
for
I think he
SNL,
was just
right?
too young, and
I
I
can
don't
see
know, it
that.
didn't work out. I mean, a bunch of people have been fired that have then gone on to do Amazing Thing,
Right.
or that went an audition and then,
Hey,
didn't
why
get
they
it.
hire Keenan and not Kel?
Wow. That's
I don't know.
I'm
I
not.
HR.
that was before my time.
I'm
Before
throwing
my
that-
time.
That wasn't like directed at you. I was actually.
no,
no,
writing
no,
that
I
shit.
don't know.
What?
I was throwing that into the universe just as something that
I don't know.
it just
Man,
came
it's
into my
funny,
mind.
dude.
Bro, if you want, again, we could go on the
I'll
website.
write a letter for Kel, bro.
Okay.
I think that would be good.
I mean, they're doing all that again, so
funny,
it's
dude.
I
fine.
think he's fine.
No,
He's okay.
Don't worry.
Don't worry
He's
about
If
it.
Kel's okay, then
He's fine.
he wasn't that funny. I worry about him.
Damn. Oh, hey, you guys,
was
keep it
funny,
real.
bro.
I support
He showed
him.
up in the episode of SNL.
He did?
Yeah, he did. They did like
Did they do like
Yeah,
a
Hold
Big Bird?
this
he
up,
means
I don't
he
think
means
so.
Tonight Show.
That Tonight Show?
Yes.
oh, it was in the Tonight Show that did
Fucking
all that.
Fucked us this whole interview.
Hey man, you should watch SNL. It's great. 11:30 NBC. Check it out. It's a good show.
Lord,
Well, who's the
this guy-
host? Who's the host?
We're on vacation.
The thing is that you thinking Jimmy Fallon is because
No,
Fallon was
Why are
on
we even
SNL.
talking about Jimmy Fallon?
No, because he's
'Cause it
Jimmy
was Tonight Show,
Fallon
yeah.
was funny, dude. In SNL.
He was.
Yo,
What?
I'm telling you.
All right.
Is that you right?
What
Let's
are you talking
yeah.
about, bro?
So
He's talking about the late night show.
Yeah.
And you said this is Jimmy Fallon show, so
You
I'm
said
saying
he's funny?
I say he was funny in SNL. Even though
he
wasn't
did
the
do the
funniest
weekend
character.
update,
He
which is one
wasn't-
of my favorite things on SNL.
He did.
And Michael Che and Colin Jost do it now.
I like
Besides,
Michael Che. I like Michael
I think they're good together. They
I really
feed off each other. Besides those two, who do you feel like that you liked in the weekend?
Well,
update?
when I came in, I was there for the last year and a half of Seth Meyers, and that was pretty cool.
So,
I think
he's
He was good.
He's pretty incredible. So, not only was he amazing at Weekend Update, but he wrote a lot of sketches, and he's a really
shit, really?
smart dude, and really funny writer.
Usually, I don't know if I'm right, but the ones that work Weekend Update, some of those are actually writers on the show as well.
Yeah, those. Yep, usually. TFA is a writer, and
Funny as shit.
yeah, Colin and Che are both head writers of the show. So yeah, sometimes, not always.
Not all
but
the
sometimes,
times, yeah. And I forgot my follow-up question to that.
Why?
Thank you.
It was about Weekend Update.
It was about the
Weekend
Weekend Update. It'll
That's
come
great,
back
man.
to me. Oh,
Tina
here we
Fey,
go.
no.
So he mentioned Keenan,
Uh-huh.
right? Keenan did a sketch imitating. Yes.
Yes.
How much were you involved in making that as authentic as possible?
I think
So, of all the questions, that is the one I get the most, and I was 0% involved.
I think Keenan.
Did
They-
he come up to you afterwards like, did
Well-
I get that right?
They got a Dominican menu, like yeah.
I thought you were going to say
Restaurant.
Dominican consultant.
No. They got a menu. Well, it was two things. They got a menu, but also Keenan's been to the DR. I think
feel
a couple
like- yeah, I
times.
feel like
So
Keenan
he he knows. And he's heard some of the stuff. I mean, he's been to the DR, not like Punta Cana or whatever. Like, he told me he went to Santo Domingo and he was like, I was at a Fridays, but everyone was dressed up like it was just a crazy club, and I was like, yep, I know exactly where you were. So yeah, he's like been to the DR, and yeah, they just got a menu and they did their thing. It was amazing.
Fucking hilarious.
He
I
knows
know.
it.
People have like been like angry at me. He's like, no, you wrote it. I'm like, no, I didn't. Damn.
Why it took him so long to get an Emmy, man? He's been that forever, man.
I don't know, man. That's, you gotta talk to the Television Academy.
Do you know anything about the Emmys?
I do.
How do they get nominated, and how do they get? Do you know?
You have to submit your product to your, like SNL submits. There's a ton of categories, so you submit like for best sketch show, they submit like one episode. I mean, it's really the whole season that you're judging, but you send like your favorite episode.
Right.
And the hair department does the same thing. They're like, whatever in this episode with whatever Paul Rudd.
Right.
We had crazy wigs, so we submit that. So everybody submits, and then the
Academy,
the Academy selects the nominations, and then those nominations get sent to all the people in the Academy, and then you vote on a bunch of shit, and then you win.
So it's like a democratic process.
Right. Because my boy's been there
I
forever.
think so.
Allegedly.
And I
mean, I don't know. But he won.
Yeah, he won.
You know?
And he's getting his own show now. That's my
So
dude.
my
Wait,
question
he did?
is,
Yeah, he's getting his own show, bro.
thank you for
Keenan
breaking.
show. NBC.
Thank you.
Shout out Keenan.
Whoa.
You're breaking news here.
That's not breaking news. Everybody knows he
I
keeps
didn't know
getting
that
a
shit.
So you've been nominated for an Emmy, have you?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
So when you take one home, can I?
Nominated.
No,
I've
I
not
mean,
won.
no.
I've
I'm
not
saying
won.
when you take one home,
Okay, sure.
can we shut down Broadway and do a parade from 155th all the way to La Marina?
Damn,
Or what
okay.
used to be La Marina.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
we can do
I
that.
love it.
We know a couple people. We
I
can,
mean-
we can shut it down.
That's a lot of pressure. I hope I do you guys good.
No, I hope you get one too. Not only an Emmy, but maybe an Oscar as well
Oh my
with
God.
Vampire.
I'm happy with this. I'm happy with Presidente.
Vampires in the Bronx, Emmy. I mean,
Have you won? What's the prestigious Dominican award? My Dominican audience. But what?
Soberano?
The motto.
Deodorant?
The motto.
Los Soberanos.
Los Soberano. Or what's Cassandra?
Soberano.
They changed the name?
Yeah, they
Hold on a
changed
second.
the same
How can you
thing.
be an award committee and then just be like, you know what, we're switching this
They
name
switched
right
because
now?
the family had an issue and they wanted money, so they were like, oh,
Only in DR, things like that only happen.
Breaking
So have you been
news, bro.
nominated
Breaking
for
news.
something in maybe in DR?
I have
Cuba as
not.
well? Or anything, an award for an award?
No, I don't think. I gotta send Los Soberanos an email. I don't think they know. I don't think they know about me.
We'll send it.
We'll send it along with this episode.
Send a little email over there. Alright.
So how'd you get involved with Sunnyside, by the way?
So Sunnyside, I just went in for an interview to their interviewing directors, and some of the people behind it, Mike Schur and Matt Murray worked at SNL, so we had a really good meeting because we talked about SNL for a little bit. But the show is about immigration, and I'm a professional immigrant. I like to call myself. I've immigrated twice, so I just like talked about myself and the experience and what it means to be an immigrant, and they responded to that, and I got the job.
And that comes out in the fall. That's the pilot. It's shot in. Was it shot in Sunny? I hope it was shot in Sunnyside, Queens.
Pass.
No.
It was shot in fucking LA, man.
It was shot in LA, man.
Come on.
Some of it was shot here, not all of it.
Not all
It
of
was
it.
shot in the Paramount lot, probably.
I can't say. I can't tell you that all of it was shot here. Some.
Alright.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
Maybe we tried.
Thanks.
We tried. Only some. Not
worry,
the
man.
whole thing.
I've been watching Friends recently,
Hey.
and that shit,
Hey,
none of it was filmed here.
And Seinfeld.
Seinfeld too.
Crazy.
And yeah,
The Paramount lot, bro. They have like a.
he got a
street.
point.
Yeah. When I was younger, I thought all that stuff was filmed here. Now I'm watching it, I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
it's
The
3
illusion
places they shoot.
The
In the
illusion is
coffee
messed up
shop,
for you?
in the apartment, and then in some random apartment, like Joey's apartment or something. But then they change Joey's apartment and they make it Ross's apartment. It's upsetting.
I mean, you're fucking right, man.
It's upsetting, bro.
My brother's still upset about that.
Yeah, you're right.
Is it not?
I don't know what to say. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Oz, Thank you for
Showed
coming
my
on the
past.
show.
Thank you for having me.
Vampires versus the Bronx
Yeah.
is what we have to watch out for.
SNL also.
SNL
the
next
next
year,
season.
season 45, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm correct. And Sunnyside in the fall, I think. is
Yes,
when
in the fall.
So, Oz, thank you for coming on to our show. Appreciate it. We look forward to seeing more of your work. Next week, Manny Perez. He's starting La Soga.
Veneno.
And Jack Veneno as well. And Pong Chow, the comedy, which is actually pretty funny. So, stay tuned.
Rick, no questions?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry.
Hold on!
Damn, he's been waiting.
Okay, he's been waiting.
You said no.
Let's go around this way.
Justin, did you cut? No.
No.
Nah, Justin knows.
You guys don't have any? Anthony, what's your question?
He knows
My
we're
question
fucking, we're a
is,
fucking mess.
how the hell did Colin Jost get Scarlett Johansson? No, I'm kidding.
Nah.
Who are your inspirations, like directorially wise? Like, which directors you look to for your inspiration?
I think I grew up loving Steven Spielberg movies. Those were, I was watching, I was playing Indiana Jones in the DR and in Patio. So he's definitely a big one. And then with my mom, at a certain point, like early teenager, she's like, you're watching too much crap, and she started showing me like Hitchcock movies and like Pedro Almodóvar, which is a big favorite of mine too.
How about some Big Ass Luna?
Who?
Big Ass Luna?
King?
Big Ass Luna?
Oh, Big Ass Luna. I mean, yeah, he's fine. He's okay. Yeah. I mean, that was cool when I saw it as a teenager. Very, very exciting. La mochila azul. Ay, Dios mío.
I like that one.
Those were some of my favorites. And Alfonso Cuarón was also a big favorite of mine. And then in comedy, I really like Adam McKay, and he also helped me out at one point. So I'm a big fan.
Alright, the follow up, how did he help you out?
There we go.
Man, we should have sat you.
Yeah. Well, remember when I said that I was wearing a Super Lux and we got fired? No, we didn't get fired. They ran out of money.
Yeah.
They didn't have a job. So then around the same time, Funny or Die started, and I just sent Adam McKay a DM out of the blue, and I didn't check it for 2 days because I thought the dude's not going to write me back.
All right.
And he had written me back. And then we went in and had a meeting. And from that meeting, we were able to do like a video that was sort of a freelance kind of video. And they liked it. And from then on, I ended up getting a job at Funny or Die. So because of that, I try to, whenever I can, answer an email or help out someone with an answer.
Pay it forward.
That's
Pay it
awesome.
forward.
There you go. Any other questions from the left side?
Carrie,
You guys good?
Gary.
Dolly,
No.
Gene, guy with glasses.
Dang.
Guy with the glasses.
One, come on.
No.
Going once.
Going
Going
once.
once.
Twice.
It
No.
could be about
Jessica.
SNL.
Yes.
He will answer
Here
the
we go.
questions.
Yes. So I'm very big on diversity and inclusion. So I know you did mention that in your space that, you're just appreciative of having your position and you just work. But is there any way that you feel that you reach back to your community?
So I try to do my best, and like when we hire crew, I try to do the best we can to make sure that our crew has as many different people as possible. Especially, I am inclined to hire more Dominicans than usual. So yeah, I try my best to do that whenever I can. It's sometimes hard because sometimes you go into a situation where you're already hired and there's already a bunch of people hired in there already. So whenever I can, I try to move the needle a little bit. And I also invite a lot of people to the set because I wish someone had invited me to a set just to see, because when you go to film school, and you got a teacher talking about how it's done, but it's not the same as seeing people do the thing. So, that's how I try to help out as much as possible.
Awesome.
Thank you. So I would like to thank Oz again for coming out. Thank the audience for coming out as well.
Vampires vs. the Bronx.
Sunnyside, Saturday Night Live.
Sunnyside.
Well, he's going to be off for a while. SNL in the fall. Sunnyside in the fall. And Vampires vs. the Bronx.
In
Maybe
July
fall,
4th.
too. Maybe.
Maybe in the fall.
Maybe July 4th.
TBD, TBD.
4th.
TBD. Keep listening, keep watching. You'll know. The Rick Show.
Oh, can I answer?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
I already
I'm sorry, one more.
We're gonna do
Where would that film be debuted, The Vampires?
I don't know yet. Hopefully in the Bronx first.
In the old
But
theater in the
I'm not sure. That is the next step to sort of figure out the
At
best
Andrew Friedman House in the Bronx.
way to release it. So I owe you that question. Sorry, that answer. So I'm still finishing it. So yeah. But once I know, I'll send a message
He'll let you know.
and I'll tell you guys so you can let them
I'll
know.
let her know.
Julisa's always here, so.
Oh,
I'll let
really?
her know. We'll let her know.
Yes.
Are you wrapping up the film already?
Yeah, I'm working on. We're finishing the editing, and then we're gonna start music, and so there's like a little bit post-production. Yeah,
Oh, so you don't need any backup?
Here we go. Julissa wants to be a vampire.
Nah, right now.
She
Background
wants to
actor? No, we already shot it. But now I know. Now I know.
Vampires.
Now I know.
Not for me, it's for my son.
For the sequel, you'll be in it.
No, now
Julissa.
we know. Now we know.
She
Hey.
just wants to be somebody that walks by.
Like you were saying, the Latino parents. I feel that those are the OGs. Yes, you are. No, those are the OGs that are not supportive of
Uh-oh.
people that want to go into the
Word
entertainment
up.
Okay.
industry.
Tell
But the newer generation, I feel that we're very different. Because my son, he's an aspiring actor,
Mhm.
and we in my house, we're like Team Giovanni in my house because if that's what he wants to do, and the same thing with Arian too over there, with Arian.
Yeah.
I'm not shit.
That's my mother, by the way.
I'm
Yeah.
not shit. I'm not
So,
supporting.
my
Hello.
sister, you know.
Hello. They just gotta take it seriously and work hard. And because it's hard, but everything's hard.
Word.
That's true. It's hard to get a job in anything. So
Tell us about your. No.
Benny's been waiting for this one. Tell him.
let me tell you about my.
Yeah, marvelous. Okay. Yeah, I'm on my Frank Lucas shit. 3-piece suits, Valentino cufflinks, LV shoes. I bring the shorty closer, just enough to feel the gun on the holster. Out on the balcony, feeling on the breeze. City skylines, we're puffing on some trees. Cup of Henny on the rocks with the soda. Maybach, front of the building with the chauffeur. Yeah, and he waiting on me. Got umbrella in his hands and my name in the seats. No gift, baby, no thanks, no chinchillas, baby. So what happened to Frank? No phone calls, transactions hand in hand. Give the drugs to Rick, the money to Benny Banks. Talk to Craze and he talks to me. Keep my business out the streets. It's the ART.